welcome to another edition of the AsIs podcast. Your boy is back again. How's everybody feeling today? I hope that this podcast finds you in the best mental, physical, and spiritual health. I hope that this podcast puts a smile on your face. I definitely want this podcast to make you think. We got to have some separation from the rest. Show you why we want to be the best. Don't worry, I ain't trying to be no rapper. That shit just rhymed. Check it out today. I just came through, should I say. I want to holler at the people for a minute. You know, I had a few things on my mind this morning. We are approaching sentencing for that man R. Kelly. And we are approaching sentencing in the midst of controversy in the legal world. By now, I'm sure you've heard about the reversal of Roe versus Wade. And that is nothing more than an introduction to start stripping people of their dignity and their rights. The funny thing about things like that is when that happens, it's a trickle-down effect. And guess who is the last to be trickled down upon? People of color. I mean, it is what it is. When you look at the situation and you start to really put the puzzle together, you start to see all of the shit that's going on. Started with the RICO. Now we got Roe versus Wade. You know, LGBTQ, you next. Same-sex marriages, you're next. You know, they're going to start stripping the powers away from the people, and it's going to leave chaos and mayhem, and it's only going to make us turn on each other. And the last and the most damaging will be my people. And let me tell you something about my people. My people doesn't necessarily mean that you just have to be black. You can be LGBTQ. I don't give a damn. Because people are people. Am I going to critique those who are in alternative lifestyles? There's no question I will. Am I going to critique those that are in straight lifestyles and black? There is no question I will. That's the way the game goes. You know, my mind is racing today. I got so many things that I want to say, but I'm going to keep this one very short because I just wanted to give you a refresher, and I want to put something in your mind and make you think. So I'm going to tell a short story. All right? Tell me when you're ready. You ready? I'm talking like you're sitting right in front of me, but you're not. But hopefully you are in front of whatever device or listening pleasure that you so choose. Listen, you know, growing up in the hood, you know, niggas get all kinds of ideas and ways to get money. Growing up in a New York hood, everybody is on the race and on the hunt to get that paper. And the reason why is because there's so many of us, you know, stacked on top of each other that is always a hustle. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of scams in between those hustles. There's a lot of fraud in between those scams. But there's a lot of money in between the scam, the fraud, and the hustle. And the hunt is for those who can walk away getting it as a winner. And sometimes it starts off as a child. So check it. I remember knowing a little kid. That little kid had some of me in him, had some of you in him. But the little kid was just different. You feel what I'm saying? You know how sometimes you can see a little kid, and I'm not taking shots at anybody, so don't, you know, try to misuse my words and twist them up, because, you know, your interpretation of what I'm about to say is just your interpretation. However, that is not Shabazz's intent. So You know how sometimes you can see little boys and they got feminine qualities about them? And quietly in your mind, you say he's going to be gay. Quietly in your mind, you can just see maybe a little girl that's a tomboy and you know she is going to be a lesbian. And that kind of reinforces those who say I was born like this. Because there are those who say, you know, you ain't born like that, you born straight. That's just something you want to do. But in all honesty, I have seen those type of situations and you just be like, damn, you know, God just did what God did. But then you have little boys that are really smart and little girls that are really smart. So check it. It's this little nigga, right? We in the hood, of course. So, you know, in New York, I don't know how it is in other places, you know, as far as Saturdays and Sundays. Well, I do know how it is in other places. Like, you know, a Chicago thing is, you know, on Sundays, everybody used to go to Denny's or Pancake House or some shit like that, you know, with their families or whatever. So I remember when I first came to Chicago, you know, I kind of adapted that. I kind of adapted to that as well with my baby son. My baby son at that time. So he used to love waffles and whipped cream and strawberries. But that was just a Chicago thing. So we would have to get up early. I would have to go get him really early because if we didn't, it would be a waiting line or a list for 45 minutes before you can even get in the restaurant. So that was a Chicago characteristic, a trait, something that was exclusive, at least as far as I knew in my travels to Chicago. But in New York, we had characteristics and traits too. And one of those characteristics and traits was everybody tried to always stay fly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. Yo, I've been in eviction court, and yes, I was getting evicted. And going to eviction court to fight, I remember, you know, people having bills of like $1,600, you know, $1,800, whatever their rent was. They was 2 or 3 months behind. And so they was trying to put people out. But while we're in court, you see people coming through and they got on Fendi jackets, Gucci jackets, pocketbooks, you know, just fly shit, MCM boots, you know, the flyest new sneakers, that whatever it is. And some of the shit that they had on was equivalent to the amount of rent that they owed. And they standing there in front of the judge, asking the judge for an extension or trying to fight. And they got $5,000 worth of clothes on. But that's to the naked eye. To the eyes that knew better, yeah, that shit was fake. They got an E for effort, but that shit ain't come from Louis. I remember one time, right? I seen a big girl, and she was a big girl. And that's not a knock at a big girl, but she had on some Gucci pants. And in my head, I'm saying, yo, shorty, they don't make no motherfucking Gucci pants in size 22. What is you doing? You know what I mean? But she was walking it like she walked it, and she had that confidence and that swag like this was official Gucci. And you see shit like that in New York all the time. And it starts to spread. You see it in other places as well. And in your mind, you know what time it is, but you just keep your mouth shut. But now today, you know, you'll have somebody like that, you know, and they'll tell you, no, I got this from Gucci in Milan. Sure, they don't make nothing over an 8-9. They don't make nothing for girls like that. And again, that's not a knock at a big girl. It's just the mentality of what I'm trying to say to you. So anyway, there's a little nigga, right? This little nigga is following his uncles. Now, his uncles is dope boys. You know what I'm saying? They the kind of niggas that's getting money. They got the cars. They got the females. You know, they got big knots in their pocket. And they well manicured. You know what I mean? Like hustlers in my era, you know, they was on some getting clear polish on their nails and shit. Manicured. You know what I'm saying? Keep a fresh cut. They in the barber every week. So now this little nigga is looking at his uncles and he trying to mimic and emulate what he see them do. He can't drive around in no car because he's too young. He can get the little girls that he can, but what he can definitely do is stay up in the barbershop. I understand he come from the home of the hustler and not being New York being the home. I mean, his home literally is the home of the hustler because everybody in there is on some I'm getting money shit. So son go to the barbershop, right? So now niggas in the barbershop think son is slow. They try to play him and get a laugh and a joke. You know how you go in some barbershops and you have fuck niggas who be on fuck nigga shit, and although they doing whatever they doing for you, they trying to fucking, dish you on the low. You come through and you might have on, for example, some corduroy pants. And corduroy pants is played out. I don't know if they brought them back, and I don't know where you listening from, but where I'm from, corduroys is played out. However, we're in an era and a time where you can wear whatever the fuck you want. It don't matter what somebody say, because if I see some corduroys right now and them shits is fly, I'm wearing them. I'm telling you that right now. I don't give a fuck about all that other shit. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is you can go into a barbershop, and in that barbershop with those niggas, corduroys are dead. So the barber that you going to, peep, you come through with the corduroys, and on the low, he telling the nigga in the chair, look at this clown nigga. Kind of similar to a scene. You remember the Belly? You remember what Method Man had on the yellow Averex and the yellow pants and the yellow jacket, and he talking to this Fruit Loop glass wearing, perm hair having, banana eating ass motherfucker, and they call him Method the Clown? Now, that's some New York shit. Meth was fly as fuck. Still is. You understand? That nigga was a clown in the country. This nigga had a perm and he said, nigga, where the fuck they do that at? And that ain't no disrespect to nobody now, because some of you niggas is wearing perms now. That shit is popping in L.A. That ain't some shit that we was doing, but that's what it was, and that's what it is. So, the barber is like that. So shorty come through. Now the barber tell the nigga in the chair, yo, this nigga's a retard. So the nigga in the chair look a little, he look at son like, this nigga like 15, 16. But they laugh at him, right? Now the nigga in the chair don't even really know why the barber is calling him a clown. He don't know why. He just sitting there listening to that shit because, that's just what niggas do. If they ain't talking about who they fucked, lying on their dick, or how much money they got, lying on their pockets, they making up some shit about somebody. That's the fuck nigga barbershop. Understand what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if your man working there or not, nigga. When you get money off of a nigga, you understand, whether he be 15, 16, or 60, and you talking about that nigga, you ain't shit. Somebody say Shabazz said that. So boom. Nigga tells the nigga in the chair, yo, look, watch how I play this little stupid motherfucker, because he don't know shit. He say, yo, this nigga's the dumbest little kid in the world. So he stops cutting son's hair. Nigga go in his pockets. He see shorty, right? He said, yo, come here, son. What's good? Little man walk up to him, slap him 5. So the barber pulls out off his little stack, barbershop money, $1, right? So the nigga says, yo, he pulls out $1, puts it in his hand. And then he says, yo, hold up, shorty. And he goes into a tip jar. Now, the nigga got a tip jar full of change that's sitting on the counter, so he reaches behind, turns around, and goes and pulls out 2 quarters. So now shorty's stuck, or what appears to be stuck, because the nigga got $1 in one hand, and then he got 2 quarters in the other. So the barber's like, yo, son, which one of these you want? So shorty looking at the $1, and then he looking at the 2 quarters. So the son takes the 2 quarters, and the barber takes the $1 back. So the nigga that's sitting in the chair look at the barber, and the barber look at him, and they bust out laughing. Barber tell a nigga in the chair, I told you that little stupid motherfucker dumb. Shorty leaves the barbershop. He ain't even get a haircut. They sit there and they keep talking about son and talking about how the kids of today is dumb and this, that, and other. Straight nigga fuck shit. Now be mindful what I'm telling you. Some of you niggas that's listening, some of you niggas in the YouTube community, you are the barber because you a fuck nigga. You understand? Some of you niggas is fuck niggas. And again, let me put my name on that. Shabazz said it. So now, shorty done left the barbershop. He went across the street. Now, across the street, up the block, it's an ice cream store. Shorty goes in and gets him a little cone. Gets him some ice cream, I guess a scoop, because I don't know what 50 Cent can really buy. So now, in the meantime, he's getting his ice cream. The nigga that's in the barbershop that's sitting in the chair gets out the chair and he bounces. He out. So the barber follows the nigga, to say goodbye or whatever, and he looking out his front window waiting on his next customer. While he's waiting on his next customer, Shorty comes back across the street because now he's coming back to get what he originally wanted, which was his haircut. So he licking on his ice cream. He happy. So the barber says to him now, yo, let me ask you a question, son. Yo, how come you always take the 2 quarters instead of taking the $1? So Shorty just looks at him. And Shorty eating on his ice cream. But Shorty cold. You feel me? Shorty like his uncles. Shorty got that mentality, that old school swag shit. He come from the thought process and the thought pattern of, yo, we don't take pictures because we don't want to be publicized. We not going to make the job easy for the feds. You going to have to find me, nigga, and you ain't going to find me in no picture. Shorty got the mentality of, yo, I'm going to stack my paper and I'm going to get me these girls and I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to stay clean. You understand? I'm going to be that nigga with that nigga. And that's how he looked at the barber. And the barber kind of stuck and startled because he's saying in his mind, the audacity of you little stupid bitch. You 50 Cent ass motherfucker. That's what he's saying, but he's not saying it. Shorty know that. Because Shorty see the swag and has seen the swag of his uncles dealing with customers. So he know the game. So he asked him again, yo, son, tell me, how come you always take the quarters instead of taking the $1? Shorty look at the nigga with the ice cream, lick the last of the cream off his lips, and he say, yo, listen, I don't mean no disrespect, but if I take the $1 from you, the game is over. Barber, stop. He don't understand what he's saying. So he said, you understand, I know you trying to play me, but you can't play me, nigga. I know better than that. See, I know when I come through, you try to put on a shit show and shine. But nigga, that ain't working with me. So I let you play your game, and I played you while you playing your game. Because I know the moment I take that $1, I prove to you that I got what you think is common sense. So instead, I'm going to let you play for as long as you want to play, and I am going to take those 2 quarters, and every time I come, you are going to try to front me off, and I win. You get what I'm saying to you? So instead of taking that $1, the nigga took the 50 cents so he can always keep a regular flow of the 50 cents extra every time he go to the barbershop. And the stupid motherfucking fuck nigga ass barber standing there stuck on goddamn stupid. So you know what Shorty does to add insult to injury? He walk in the barbershop and the nigga walk behind him and he take his drape to wipe the hair off the chair like he getting ready to make it out for Shorty. And Shorty say, nah, son, you can't cut my hair no more. And went to the next barber. And when he was sitting in the chair, the barber let him sit there and finish his ice cream. Shorty look at the barber and say, nigga, game over. Dig that. Excuse me. Some of y'all gonna have to understand what I'm saying when I'm saying what I'm saying. But you see, that's how the game go in real life. And those are the things that we don't think about. But that is a part of our DNA. That is what a hustler does. He hustles. And you know, hustling don't mean you got to do something illegal or criminal activity. Hustle means that you just hustle to get your money. And sometimes in that hustle, you have to outsmart your opponent. And you better believe that everybody that you come in contact with is your motherfucking opponent. You understand? That's what I tell my kids, nigga. One of you fuck niggas was talking that fuck nigga shit yesterday. But I'm not even going to dignify that shit today because that's what made me say fuck the whole R. Kelly shit in the first place. From arguing with you fuck niggas. Argue with mentalities that think talking that, you know, $1,000, $500, $5,000 faggot ass bullshit. You bitch ass nigga, that ain't even no fucking money. I listen to everybody go off about what's shorty name, whatever her name is. You know, the lady with the short hair. I can't remember her name because y'all know when my mind start racing, I'll be ready to go the fuck in. But she's sending $1,000 to Jennifer Bongine and this, that, and the other, and everybody in the uproar and talking all this shit. And little do they know that I know $1,000 ain't gonna do a goddamn thing for nobody in no motherfucking R. Kelly level. So at the end of the day, for me, I don't even understand why it was an uproar. Because that shit wasn't doing nothing no motherfucking way. Then you got these niggas beating on their chest, running around in the YouTube community bragging, talking about what they got, and this, that, what's in their pocket. You stupid motherfucker. If you can count it, it ain't enough. That's how the game go. But you know what? I'ma chill. See, I ain't gotta mention your name, nigga. Because niggas know. And I promise you this on my mama, nigga. I promise you this. I want what's in the best interest of black people, but at the same time, don't, please, yo. You know, black on black crime is a serious problem. And I don't wish to participate in any of that. But I am not DJ Tyson. I am not Dana J. I am not Levi. I am not none of them motherfuckers. And I don't mean to disrespect to Levi. I don't mean to disrespect to Tyson. And I don't mean to disrespect to Dana J. But some of you bitch-ass niggas seem to keep coming after niggas that you consider or think is weak. Let me tell you something, nigga. You like a motherfucking character, like I told another nigga, on a post on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And it's real easy to just press one button and you're gone. You know what that button is called? Delete, you bitch. It's real simple. And sometimes you just beat a nigga with smarts. And see, that's what niggas don't understand. And that's why the game is fucked up. Because everybody always expected to come with violence. And you got to use a gun. And you got to do this. And you got to do that. But guess what? That little nigga that was in the barbershop taking that 50 cent was me, nigga! Let me chill. At the end of the day, the game is the game. Put your name on it. Time's coming. Sentences are coming. Roe versus Wade has come and came. Rights will start to be attacked. Yo, watch, peep it. Keep thinking Shabazz dumb. I got a trick for you motherfuckers. And guess what? I am going to start coming consistent and continuous with the motherfucking tricks. And that's for your entertainment. Hey, I want y'all to have a nice day. Think about the shit I said. I also want you to always know, don't let nobody think they smarter than you. Because it appears to be one way to somebody else does not necessarily mean that's what it is. But you always remember that those of us that know, we know. And at the end of the day, that's all that counts. With that being said, have a nice day.